We're just going to give it a few minutes. Hey! Hey! Sorry, I was just checking to see I've got my light on in the back. Yay! How are we doing? So, hopefully, payday today. So, hopefully, over the next few days, I can resolve my issue. Because at the moment, I'm in another room from the router. Old house, wireless signal is terrible. So everything's all Ethernet, plugging into adapters, yada yada yada. Long story short, I don't think the adapter is adequate. I could fork out lots of money, but I think to solve the problem, I think it might just be worth just getting a really long Ethernet cable. Flat Ethernet cable, running it from my laptop and my Xbox straight to the router. No issues then. Can't be the wiring of the house. None of this rubbish. Just going to stick with that. Also today I've made some adjustments in regards to the layout of the Ethernet cable. Maybe that adds some stability. But I still think ultimately it might be OBS as a software. It's my experience with it has been woefully unstable. So let's go full screen right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch something together because there's news. Oh yeah, let me do the intro. Welcome to JustLeeGaming. It's literally just me, Lee, and I play games. End of story. We just relax. I play whatever I really want to play. If there's something that really tickles my fancy, I'll usually play it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll try and play a random game Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then weekends I'm dedicating to a second game. So at the moment, I'm loving Diablo. You can thank my brother for that. Loving Diablo. Loving playing the game. Absolutely fantastic. Really pushing myself now. I'm on World Tier 4. Because why not? I don't care. We're just going to go straight into it. My brother recommended that I wait until level 80, but I need a challenge, okay? I need a challenge, and truth be told, yesterday I was starting to feel the pinch of boredom. I was just like, the grind, right? Obviously, there's anything to do with fantasy MMO, there's a bit of a grind. But I'm like, let me make this a challenge to myself. Sorry, I don't mean to rock the desk too much. Might have to get like a tripod or something for the camera, just so that it's not reliant on the top of my laptop screen. Gonna really focus on increasing the quality over the next couple of days. Anyway, so we're gonna watch something together. There is an ulterior motive to this. So number one, it's two things, because I don't just want to play games. I do want us to experience the changes together of certain games that I play. So there's going to be a new season of Diablo 4 coming out, which is season 5. Yes, season 5 is going to be dropping on August the 6th. Now, while you guys are watching me fumble around in the dark, let me whip out YouTube Studio. Internet is being weird. There we go. It's not actually. It's just my browser. I had saved it, and we're going to watch a video together. So if we just go to YouTube. And then we go to my watch later list, because I saw it this morning and I thought, ooh, need to watch this. It came out a day ago. It's by the Diablo team. And we're literally going to watch it together. We're going to watch it together. Yeah, it's the dev video. So we're going to watch that. We are going to watch that. Now the question is, how do I do it again? How do I do it? I think I add. Is it browser? Yeah, browser. Is this how I do it? Or do I just type in the URL? Oh, no, that's not what I want. Let's have a look. Scale, transform, fit to screen. Why does it do it in a 4.3? How awkward. Alright, width 1920 by 1080. Okay. How do I interact with this thing? No. Why is it doing that? Oh, for goodness sake. Why does it... Okay. Maybe we're not going to use this option. Oh, wait. Interact. There we go. Ah, yeah. So there's a button that I can interact with it. There we go. You guys can probably see that now. But you need to sign into YouTube. Okay. Maybe this method isn't the best. There's other options I can use. Okay, I'm still trying to get to grips with this thing. There's also another one that I can use, which is it should be. Where are we? Add. I think it's window capture. Window capture. I'll just type in browser capture. Make source visible. There it is. Capture audio. Bosh. Now wait a minute. Let's move this down to here. There we go. Bring me back down here. And we're going to watch this. Let me know if you can hear it. Yeah, let me know if you can hear it.
We've been saying this whole time that hell is coming. Now, hell is here.
It's something that's always present in a Diablo title, and we wanted to make sure that for Diablo 4, returning to hell was a special moment. We referenced the endgame cinematic with Prava and Inarius taking the fight to hell at the end of the game.
I'll start from the beginning. So yeah, this is the inside the game. It's the new season of the Infernal Hordes, which is going to be season 5. It tells you all about what's going to be in it. So let's watch it together. It's about 9 minutes, 25 seconds long, but hey, we're going to watch it and we're going to see how it is. So we're going to do that, but first things first, can I scale it down a little bit? Same executable. 1680 by 945. Okay. Let me see if I can just shrink this down a little bit. Come on. I think it's meant to be 40. Sorry, I might. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to things like this. There we go, 135. Okay. I think it's, yeah, it's 135 that we want. One more. Here we go. Oh, doesn't like it. 240 by 135. Okay. There we go. So we're going to watch this together, and then we'll comment afterwards.
We've been saying this whole time that hell is coming. Now, hell is here.
It's something that's always present in a Diablo title, and we wanted to make sure that for Diablo 4, returning to hell was a special moment. We referenced the endgame cinematic with Prava and Inarius taking the fight to hell at the end of the game. We really wanted to capture that experience, that sensation of battling throngs of demons in hell. In the Infernal Hordes, they're going to go into this mode, battle waves of demons, and be able to kind of change the shape of the game experience as you play it.
Those of you who have joined us since base game and throughout the seasons will have noticed that we have this phenomenon in the world that's going on called hell tides. Some of you might have noticed that hell tides have been getting a lot worse lately.
And now hell is able to pierce the veil that's holding hell back from fully invading Sanctuary and starting to take root in Sanctuary. And we started by asking ourselves some questions. What is the state of Sanctuary right before the Vessel of Hatred happens? How has hell changed now that Mephisto isn't there anymore? What are the demons up to?
Where is Mephisto? Does he have anything to do with this? Or is this just hell rising of its own accord?
Yeah, but there's other demons.
As the prophecy proclaimed.
And so we thought to ourselves, how can we make things even worse for the people in Sanctuary?
In this season, you'll very much get to dive into those mysteries with some unlikely allies and really get to the bottom of what's happening. So in this season, we play a lot with the notion of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. How far would you go to save Sanctuary, to save your world? What price would you pay? Would you sacrifice your soul for this? You're going to meet a guy named Lochran, who at first seems sort of usual, but you're going to quickly realize that something is off, that something is a little strange with this guy.
So Lochran and Estelle are your allies, and they're going to help you return to hell. Both of them are experts in demons, and they're going to use that knowledge to help you return to hell and become more powerful to be able to battle the Infernal Hordes.
Yeah, but there's like loads of different demons that can take over, that can fill the role of Mephisto. It's not just Mephisto. We could even start reintroducing Diablo, for example, his way of coming back, or Baal, one of the other primevals. The thing is, the game's called Diablo 4. Like, it should be around that possible threat of Diablo coming back.
The Infernal Hordes is a new endgame activity in Diablo 4. It's primarily a wave-based activity. You're going to be fighting wave after wave of demon forces in hell.
So if any of you have ever played wave-based gameplay before, you'll know that things escalate.
We've got meteor strikes and all sorts of things that try to keep you on your toes.
One thing the Infernal Hordes does differently is the notion of infernal offers.
In between each wave, you'll make a choice. You'll be granted an infernal offer, and by choosing one of 3 of these offers, you're going to change the game mode in some way, a positive and a negative.
You can imagine from the depths of hell, these hands rise out and offer you both a boon and a bane, a kiss and a curse.
And this is a temptation that the Fell Council is making to you. And in this temptation, you're offered more power, but that power comes at a cost. And so you get to choose, which temptations you're going to pursue during your infernal run, and then customize your experience from there. One of the guiding principles of this game mode is replay. It's an in-game mode that we want to make sure you're playing over and over again. So we really wanted to create a broad set of enemies for you to fight during this mode.
We've got many demons to choose from in the lexicon of Diablo's monster families, but we're also going to see some other foes you might not expect.
There are going to be certain types of enemies like goatmen who have been banished to hell that have now rallied to Mephisto and fight by his side. And even some unlucky souls that marched on hell from the Cathedral of Light have now been revived in hell and fight against you alongside the demons.
Basically,
so there's going to be new enemies. There's going to be new enemies that are going to... Oh, sorry. I realised I've got my game audio still playing. Let me mute that. Yeah. I like that. The fact that they've taken the enemies that we've been fighting from the Cathedral of Light, who were... I would say they were, they were good people who have just become corrupted by the demons, and now they've become a twisted version, a demonic version, if you will. Interesting. They look good. The character designs do look pretty good.
Everything that hell has to throw at you, we're throwing it at you this season.
The Infernal Hordes has been built with multiplayer in mind. But multiplayer is not required. We want to make sure
I'll be right back. I'm going to get some water.
Solo players still have a very fun experience in the Infernal Hordes. Now that said, if you roll in with a party, you're going to have a lot of fun.
This game mode is going to appear in the Eternal and in the Seasonal realm, and that means that once the season is over, it's here to stay.
The Infernal Hordes is unlocked at World Tier 3, so really what you need to do to access it is earn your way up to World Tier 3 and then complete an Eternal quest line that takes you back to Hell and then unlocks the Infernal Hordes. For World Tier 1 and 2 players, we've built out a seasonal progression that'll help them become more powerful in order to be able to confront the Infernal Hordes. First is you can earn reputation, and that reputation applies to a reputation track that earns lots of really cool rewards that'll make you more powerful as you progress onto World Tier 3.
Hang on. It's the same. It's the same as what we've just been doing. It's just got a different skin on it.
The other thing we've built are micro-dungeons called Hell Breaches that offer a glimpse at the Infernal Hordes mechanics. And they give you a chance to learn the mechanics before you confront the Infernal Hordes at World Tier 3.
The final boss in this season is the Fell Council.
And the Fell Council is some familiar faces that you might recognize from Diablo 2.
These were priests of the Zakarum, holy men who were corrupted and basically became vessels of hatred in their own right.
The council members in Diablo 2 tried to help contain Mephisto in his soul stone. And of course, Mephisto, being Mephisto, slowly but surely corrupted them. And eventually they had soul stones pierced into their hands and became super powerful. But eventually you overcame them and sent them to hell. Through the course of the story, resummoned them. They've been reborn, slightly new powers, but the same animosity toward you.
What's interesting about this boss encounter is there are 5 council members, but you're only going to fight 3 of them at once.
This allows us to then create many different flavors of the boss fight for the Fell Council. In fact, it's about 10 variations in all. And so every time you go into that council fight, there's a very good chance you're going to have a different fight than the last time you played it. We think it's going to offer a lot of replay for players. What we also introduced during these waves are opportunities for you to earn ether. Earning ether is the resource that you gather during the Infernal Hordes that you can then spend at the end of the activity.
There's going to be a fixed number of waves that you have to defeat, and once you've completed all those waves, then you'll face the Fell Council, defeat them, and collect your treasure.
So upon defeating the Fell Council, the spoils of hell will spawn, and then you consume your burning ether in opening those chests. Now, the trick is when you are playing through these waves, that's your opportunity to earn as much ether as you can. Different events are going to spawn all throughout the waves around the periphery of the arena, and it's your job to try and defeat as many of those events as possible to try and gather up all the ether you can. Really skilled players are going to...
I can see... Well, hopefully by this point, me and my brother will be able to play together and totally farm this to oblivion. Can't wait for that. I can't wait for that.
Be able to really maximize that ether so they get the biggest payout possible at the end after defeating the Fell Council.
So with this burning ether, you'll be able to get new uniques, you'll be able to get new legendaries, you'll be able to get rare materials, things you might have scoured the whole of Sanctuary for in previous seasons or in the base game, but now we offer it to you here, down in the depths of hell.
A lot of these new uniques and legendaries really build on top of this idea that they've been forged in hell. And so they're going to have unique looks that you can then make into cosmetics to apply wherever you like. They can also have unique VFX and sound effects to really create the sense that they were forged in hell. One particular one that I enjoy using a lot are boots. Boots, you say? Well, these boots not only have been forged in hell, whenever you use a power with a cooldown, they shoot out a ring of fire that hits everyone around you. That's just one sample of the types of powers we're exploring.
So death in the Infernal Hordes is quite a big deal. You're returning to the realm of hatred where Mephisto was born. Like, this has to be a big deal.
In the Infernal Hordes, it's a lot like Nightmare Dungeons. You only get a fixed number of revives in order to be able to get to the end of your run. So at lower difficulties of the Infernal Hordes, you'll get a number of revives shared between your party, but at higher difficulty levels, the game is going to start taking away those revives, and that increases the stakes that you have.
If you die too much...
Wait a minute, but isn't that the same? Isn't that the same of what we currently got? Are they just reskinning for a new event? They're just reskinning the same content, what they've just done. Is that not the... He literally just said it. It's just like the Nightmare Dungeons. Well, that's probably not word for word what he said.
You'll get a number of revives. You only get a fixed...
Where Mephisto was born. Like, this has to be a big deal.
In the Infernal Hordes, it's
a lot like
Nightmare Dungeons. You only get a fixed number of revives in order to be able to get to the end of your run. So at lower difficulties of the...
So it's just like the Nightmare Dungeons. Why is he sugarcoating it? Why are they sugarcoating this as like it's groundbreaking? Like, by the way, guys, we've come up with this very new this new mechanic. Yeah, they're going to be called X, Y, and Z, and these are the Infernal Hordes. You know. And it's going to be like, you're going to have these things which are like this, but it's just a scaled down version of this. It's like you're sugarcoating it. Just tell us what exactly is different. You can just say, yep, we've reskinned. You're still going to get Nightmare Dungeons. They're going to be known as like this. They're going to look like this, which is essentially what they're saying, but they've marketed it as being something completely different. Whereas it's almost like we have the Hell Tides, right? And then we're going to have this. We're going to have a specific dungeon. Oh, man. Because you've got the seasonal, seasonal quest line. That's exactly the same as what we got. The Infernal Hordes, which is the main category of this update. Okay, seasonal progression, exactly the same stuff, right? Yeah, so seasonal quest line, just like with the Iron Wolves. The seasonal progression, basically, you get for the longer, like just like you do in the Helltide. The longer you fight in the Helltide, the more you build up the reputation, the more you can get rewards. You can see that in the picture there. Okay, then you got the Fell Council, which is introducing the new big bad of this line, which is fine. Little nod back to Diablo 2. I think that's a good thing. I love the character designs. I love the premise behind the update. I love the things, the rewards. Yeah, you basically have to have you earn a currency while in the Infernal Hordes. You get new, unique, and legendaries. I hope so. And then it talks about death in the Infernal Hordes. But there was a part here where it talks about you have these dungeons which are like where is it? Which is like the Infernal Hordes light. Like, oh, here it is. I think it is. I think. Was it here? Here? Seasonal progression. Is it in the seasonal progression part? No, it's not. Little council. Anyway. So basically, just going back here. Which means, oh, here we go again. My YouTube's doing that thing again. It's doing that thing again. Where it's lagging for no reason. Saying YouTube's not receiving enough video. It is. Because I'm streaming at 10 megabits per second, no problem. It's actually saying right here, it's not having any issues. We've just come to the end. And the thing is, I can't just pause the stream. I can't pause the stream. I'm going to have to open a new stream. And the thing is, I don't even know if that will fix it. It seems like it. Oh, it might fix it, actually, because I think I need to change it to something else. We've just come to the end of this bloody video as well. Anyway, so it's Death of Infernal Hordes.